Hello, I'm Fontoni the Scar Ghost. Today I want to make for you a little tutorial on how to get started with Oculus Quest development on Unity. I think that the Oculus Quest is a very interesting headset. It's maybe the first one that has the potential to enter into mainstream adoption. So knowing how to develop for it can be incredibly interesting because there are a lot of opportunities. So how to get started with Oculus Quest development on Unity? The first step to do is to unlock developer mode on your Oculus Quest or the companion app. So I will just make you see how this operation can be done to streaming my phone to the PC. So let me start the Oculus app. Yeah, and let me see, this is my app. So I just selected the settings here. I can try to see the Oculus Quest, tap on it to connect with it. When it is connected, I can go to its contextual menu, select other settings and set developer mode, and just tap on this slider to start developer mode. So now the Oculus Quest is in developer mode, and so we can start downloading the tools to make application for it. So first of all, being a developer, I have already a lot of Unity versions installed, and I will use 2019.3.6 F1 because it is the one that I'm using for other projects. I know that there are no issues maybe with the 2019.2, so I suggest maybe to start with 2019.3 or a newer version. So what you have to do if you have not downloaded Unity yet is to get it from the Unity website, so unity3d.com. You click on get started, then you select the plan that you want. I usually stick with the plus, the pro, the personal plan, depending on your needs. If you're just experimenting, go try personal. Then you have to say that you're not making that much money, confirm that, and download Unity Hub. That is software that lets you download Unity and keep the various versions organized. So, you save it, you run it, and you follow the process to download the version of Unity that you want. I will skip the Unity installation in this tutorial, also because it's very straightforward. So what you have to do now is to download the developer kits by the developer plugins for Oculus Quest for Unity by going to Oculus website and go community developers. And this is where in the past there was the resources for the developers. Actually, things have changed in the recent times, so now you just find the documentations to develop for the various headsets. And so if you select Oculus Quest, you find how to get started with the various game engines, some instructions. So for instance, if I select get started with Unity, I see some suggestions, some issues, some news about the samples, etc. You can access the tutorials of Unity. If you don't know Unity, this is a very precious resource to dig into VR. And if you go back to here and select Unity integration, you will see that here there is a link to get the latest Oculus integration for Unity with the plugin and the samples. You access this page, you can see the known issues, you can see the problems that they are, the release notes, If you click download, once again, you discover that actually the plugin is in the Unity asset store. So there is no need to go to Oculus website, actually. I've shown this to you because in the past it was the routine for us developers. And also because so you know where you can find some more information about the SDKs and the plugins for development with Oculus. The integration is only one for all the Oculus products, so Oculus Quest, Oculus Go, Rift, and Gear VR. Of course, you have to care about input management and such, but the good stuff for Oculus is that only one SDK can rule all devices. So let me go back to Unity and download the integration from inside it. So let me minimize Firefox. Let me open Unity. I don't have Unity Hub, but it's the same if you have Unity Hub, just open it and then select the version of Unity that you want to run. I select that I want to create a new project and I call it Oculus Quest Test. I put it in a directory where I keep some test Unity projects. You have to know that Unity will create a subdirectory called Oculus Quest Test inside this directory, so you don't have to care about creating a subdirectory just for this project. 3D, no Unity Analytics, all okay. So create project. Let's make Unity do some stuff. Open it, so sometimes you just need a bit of time to import the standard packages, a lot of boring stuff actually. After that we will see the standard interface of Unity that is quite simple, so it's a bit more basic than the one of Unreal Engine. I won't dig too much in it. I think that there are better tutorials just to introduce you to Unity. So what we have to do now, this is the standard Unity interface, you know, the scene window, the game window, the hierarchy, the project, the inspector, whatever. So let's select window and asset store. The asset store will pop out and we can write Oculus integration. Okay. Oculus integration, this is what we need. It's free, of course. So here I have update because I've already downloaded it, as you see, 2 years ago. And yeah, I think that I downloaded a newer version, but yeah, who cares? You have to select now. If you have here download, the update is the same. Let him download the Oculus integration. Okay, when the download is finished, you see that will be the opening of the package that will be to be imported into Unity. So let him decrypt the package, you show the content, you can import it now, click on import and it will take the content of the package and put it inside Unity so that you can use it. You probably already know that Unity works using directories. So the package is composed of some directories, mainly one with some add-on the plugin. You see Oculus, the directory with all the subdirectories with the material. That is really a lot. There should be also some samples. It's a very complete package. I like it a lot. So you click on import with everything select and wait for Oculus and Unity to start working together. So the importing process requires a bit of time and it's pretty normal because it has to compile all the resources. So at the end, you may or may not receive this message. If you see, just answer yes. Restart. And let Unity restart itself with the new version of the OVR plugin by Oculus. So you will have now the most up-to-date plugin by Oculus. So let's give a look at what is inside the Oculus package. So there are stuff about audio, the manager, avataring, you know that there is the avatar system that works on all Oculus devices, lip syncing, the platform plugin that manages everything regarding the platform login, etc. Samples. This is fundamental for you. Let me return to it later on. Other things, personalizer, voice mode, and then this all the VR stuff that lets you use, of course, get basic VR stuff. So, how to get started? First of all, you may start by just looking at the samples, maybe compile them and try what they are. So there are some basic scenes here in the VR folder that are really simple ones. So these are these cubes with Henry, only the controllers, no interactions. These are scenes that are seen a lot of time in the SDK. The cubes with the sea of cube. I remember something similar also for the Oculus Sticky 2. And here the Gear VR, a room, a very simple scene with just a cube. That is maybe the simple thing that you can build. A sample with the UI. And then there are more complex samples here in the sample framework. Usage, you can try, for instance, how to grab objects with avatars. You can try some custom controllers, even if Oculus advises us not to use custom controllers. Custom hand models that you may need if you don't want the standard models of the avatar. Something for the mixed reality capture. Video player for the Oculus Go, some locomotion methods already implemented. So all these things are already out of the box so that you can build them and experiment with VR, but learn by looking at the sample. It's very, very important. As a developer, I say that I love sample scenes because documentation is a bit boring. Maybe you don't even know where to start exactly. So you start by looking at samples, building them, and then see how to develop stuff and what are the potentialities. So we will try now to create a scene similar to the trivial one. So you see that we have already a sample scene in the scenes folder that is the one that you Oculus in Unity has created for us with just a camera and directional light. So we could also use the main camera even for VR, but just to show everything, let's delete it. So select it and press the cancel key on your keyboard, the cans key. So now you have to import the prefabs for Oculus VR prefabs, and here there are the various OVR prefabs. To make something static, you can just add a VR camera rig. That is just a rig that you rotate your head and you rotate your head in VR. While the VR player controller is something that can be used also for navigation. So if you have to move this kind of stuff, the VR player controller is where you can get started. So to make something incredibly simple, I just use the VR camera rig. So we have the camera rig in the origin. Let's click with the right button of the mouse, select 3D object, and let's add a cube in the scene. Position it wherever you want by using these arrows. Okay, let's put it in front of the Oculus, and then we have to build it. So the scene is complete. It's very simple. It's just a getting started project. So let's make set project. Let's make save scene. So let's build settings. So after you select build settings, you access this window. That is the build settings window that shows you various settings, as the name says. And the first thing to do is to add the scenes that we've just made to the scenes that were present in the build. So here we may say some scene with the deleted name, deleted attribute. Just select it and press cancel to delete it. And then select add open scenes to add the current scene to the build. So it will be the only and first scene in the build. So now you see that PC standalone is selected because by default Unity selects the PC platform as the target one. But Oculus Quest is not a PC device, it's actually an Android device because it runs a modified version of Android. So we must select Android and select switch platform. Notice that actually the smartest thing to do is to do the switch platform at the beginning of the whole process after you started Unity, because this way you directly import all the resources for Android. Now I've already imported the resources that are as PC ones, and now I have to convert them to Android. So I made these 2 steps just to show you the problem, and it will require a lot of time to switch to Android. So my suggestion is that when you do the next project, to start and in the beginning do build settings, Android switch platform. So let me now switch platform, and this will require some minutes to complete. So now we have switched perfectly to Android. So we are almost ready to build, but before we have to set the player settings and set a name. I will just make new technology workers. That is my company. If you need some help in developing a VR solution, just contact us. And packaging and TW, new technology workers Unity sample. It is also fundamental about various settings that you can set, but it's fundamental to set XR settings, virtual reality supported, and you add the Oculus integration. So these are the steps that you have to do so that the program will be in VR and use Oculus integration. So after you have done this, what you have to do is also go to other settings and say that you have to have at least Android 4.4 KitKat application. This is necessary for the Oculus Quest development. And now after we've done all these steps, we can finally start and build with our application. So what you have to do now is connect your Quest to the PC by using USB-C to a USB-A cable, and then put the headset on your head, because if it is the first time that you connect this PC to this to your headset for development, the headset may ask you if you want to enable USB debugging for this PC. And the answer is yes, you want. So what you have to do is put your headset on your head. If you see a dialog asking if you want to enable USB debugging, select it. The system has to remember your answer, and then select OK. So now after this stage, you're ready to deploy and debug and everything. the Oculus Quest app for your PC. So we are now finally ready to build the demo. I think that I want to highlight once more is the package name that will be the official name of the game. Here I left Unity sample, but actually you could write Oculus Quest test. So let me hit build and run to actually build the game and run it at the same time on the Oculus Quest. So let's select new folder. I create a bin folder usually for the APKs, but there's not important where you put it. And here I call it Oculus Quest test. So let me hit enter and let Unity do its stuff and build the game. So now the build is finished. So let me put a quest on my head and enjoy the cube. So let me start the streaming of the PC so that you can see. Have you seen the cube? It's actually fantastic. It's in front of me. I don't have the controllers because they have to be added actually to the build. And so we have our first cube made with the Oculus Quest so that I can move my head, I can have the pass-through and everything else. So this ends my tutorial. But before we finish, actually I have another suggestion for you. So the last part of this tutorial, how do you start your just created cube application for the menu of the Quest? Because here you see only the game for the Oculus Store. So you have to go to your library. You have to select unknown origins, unknown sources, and you get Oculus Quest test. And if you start it, made with Unity, yeah, our cube, fantastic. So this ends actually our tutorial on how to get started with Unity and Oculus Quest. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if it is the case, please like and subscribe to this channel, share this post, and visit me at my website www.scarghost.com that you find in the description of the video. If you like this kind of tutorials, I can maybe make other ones. I'm sorry if I made some problems in pronunciation, but I'm a bit tired today, and I really hope that next time I will be better. So like this video so there will be a next video and we'll all be happy. So thanks for sharing and have a good time developing for Oculus Quest.